Lists are fun, bite-sized quantifiable content that you can binge on. I've been making random lists since forever, and I figured, why not make a video of one? A list. Any list. Yeah, indie games. This is Yoan, and welcome to a list of best indie games ever that I've played so far. Let's get started.
Number 10!
The Binding of Isaac, Rebirth. This game is so addicting. I don't really play it anymore, but there was a time in which I played it non-stop. It was one of the first games I bought on the Switch, and it was the perfect game for it. Pick up and play, every run is unique, and there are new combos to be discovered. It's a shame it doesn't have the original's music, but I do prefer the giant mountain of new content and better pixel art graphics.
Number 9.
Celeste. This game is all levels of impressive. I love the melodic yet moody music. I love the cute and masterful pixel art and the vibrant colors. But most of all, I love the nail-biting level design that builds on itself with great pacing and challenge. I do have one question though. Is Madeline supposed to be superhuman? What's the logic of this universe? Can anyone dash in midair and do death-defying jumps across impossible chasms? I ask way too many questions.
Number 8.
Cuphead. The most recent indie game that I played, and it's a doozy. It had already clawed its way up to my favorites before I had even finished it. Ball-busting difficulty supplemented by the prettiest and most stylish presentation in any game I played, and not just indie games. But that's another list for another time. I've loved boss battles since I was little, though even then, I was disappointed by them from the likes of Mario and Zelda. They were just too easy. This game is nothing but boss battles with multiple forms, and they are all hair tear out levels of hard. A perfect belated birthday present for my past self.
Number 7.
Touhou 6, the embodiment of Scarlet Devil. There's a lot of Touhou games. This is without a doubt my favorite. Its visuals might be a little basic compared to the later titles, but I just can't get over the charm and soundtrack. Zune, the creator of the game and series, does not relent with its compositions. They perfectly match the hellish, brightly colored orbs of doom slowly inching towards you. The dialogue is kinda whack though. One moment, the characters are discussing what kind of breakfast they prefer, and in another, they are locked in a duel to the death with half of the landscape destroyed as collateral damage.
Number 6.
Terraria. 2D Minecraft? Not really. Sure, you can mine materials and build your base in a world filled to the brim with deadly enemies and different biomes that can be totally shaped to your will. But this game cranks it up to 11 with dozens upon dozens of giant boss battles, unique weapons, and power-ups that don't simply increase your stats, but augment your character in ways that are tangible. Legendary game.
Number 5.
Spelunky II. This is the quintessential platformer roguelike game you will play. Ball-busting difficulty. Wait, am I really only into these rage games that relentlessly punish you? You know, I never really quantified it to be that way, but... Anyway, excellent game that can be beat in 40-ish minutes, but in reality, your perfect run sits on top of a mountain of failures that can amount to hundreds of hours made of sweat and tears.
Number 4.
Fez. I gotta be honest, I don't really think this game's gameplay has what it takes to be number 4 on this list. It's not bad, but it's very basic. What propels it here is everything else. This game has an otherworldly feel to it that I have yet to experience in any other game that I've played. I had a dream when I was a kid that I still remember vividly to this day. I was in a space with nothing but sky, clouds, and floating geometric shapes, and this game just captures that feeling perfectly.
Number 3.
Cave Story. This is the game that got me into indie games. A friend of mine compiled a bunch of indie games for me to play, which also included Sumotori Dreams, which is really funny. I actually ignored Cave Story in this compilation until much later, and what a fool I was. It still baffles me that this thing was made by one man. Save some of that talent for the rest of us, man.
Number 2.
Stardew Valley. This game is basically modern Harvest Moon, but good. I adore Stardew Valley. I put almost 300 hours into this masterpiece, spread across 3 playthroughs and counting. I can't get over the amount of content this game has. So many different activities to partake in, so many lovable characters to chat with, and so many girls to date at the same time without repercussions. I freaking love this game, dude! Before we unveil my top indie game, I would like to list some honorable mentions. Axiom Verge, Hotline Miami, Hollow Knight, Super Meat Boy, City Skylines, Don't Escape 4. Alright, here we go. My number 1 greatest indie game of all time that I've played so far is
Number 1.
Minecraft. This is not just my favorite indie game, but it is my favorite game of all time. Sure, you could argue that this is the farthest away thing from an indie game there is, with Microsoft's bottomless pockets getting involved, but its roots are nothing but indie. This game needs no introduction. I will forever cherish the moments that I've created in this great game. The first time I died and had to use a third-party program to pinpoint where my corpse was. The first time my house was burnt down 2 times in a row. The first time I used a command block to script a killer cow that constantly stalked and killed my brother. Ah, those are the good times. Thanks for watching, folks. What's your favorite indie games, and what games do you think I should check out? Leave your comments, and I'll see you next time.